Now, I saw on the way into work a illegal immigration family digging through the trash looking for recyclables.
How did you know they were illegal?
You can tell. And
Jesse.
I can tell. I'm a city guy.
Jesse Waters brags about how he profiles people and how he allegedly can tell whether someone is a documented immigrant or not. And he is not only creepy based on his own disclosures about how he snagged his current significant other, but also a pile of garbage in how he profiles people and somehow thinks he's better than them. But John, any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I assume I'll react as any one of you would have if you were sitting at a bar and heard a drunk person. Generally, you have to be pretty drunk to just blurt out something like he routinely does for pay. He's just an idiot racist, that's all he is. He's a mediocre person, he's not particularly intelligent, not particularly clever. I think that everyone at Fox acknowledges that just as much as I do. That's what he is right there, that's all he'll ever be.
Now let's talk a little bit about the context, because I want you to see those statements with more context in just a minute, but let me kind of toss to that. Now, the remarks came while they were discussing how Texas Governor Greg Abbott is planning to bus more migrants from Texas to democratically run parts of the country. Listen, as long as the migrants consent to it and they know what's happening, I actually do not have a problem with that. I don't have a problem at all. And I think that democratically run cities who are complaining about it should walk the walk when they talk the talk. They want to be welcoming, so they should be welcoming. I don't know why that's a problem. However, what is a problem is the disgusting rhetoric that you hear from people like Jesse Waters. Okay, so the renewed push, by the way, comes from Abbott. And here are more details about it. It's Title 42. It's set to end on Title 42 is set to end on May 11th, and the White House announced Tuesday that it's preparing to send 1,500 troops to the border ahead of an expected surge of migrants. And I'm sure that that will quell the criticisms coming from right wingers in the country, right, John? Definitely. I'm sure they'll stop saying that we have an open border, right?
Yeah, I mean, if him continuing Trump's border policies for multiple years didn't stop it, I'm not sure how much this is gonna affect it.
Well, you would be right, because while talking about all of this, Jesse Waters and his co-hosts used this as an opportunity to basically fearmonger about our so-called open borders. Let's watch that.
You don't want me to get into it, but I can tell. And it is the saddest thing to see, because they're not able to work here. They came to work, but they're not able to work here. And the point is this: you have to be able to choose the people that come into the country based on needs. If you need this type of person, you need this type of, bring them in. But to just say, yeah, come everybody in, and then oops, now people are looking for a 5-cent bottle, that's not right. And you can't blame the guy down in Texas for that. Joe Biden is the common denominator for all of this.
Or at least he would be if immigration began when he was sworn in.
Did you see how Trump used footage from his time as president at the border?
Yeah.
Like he used border footage from his time as president and tried to sell it as the border as it stands today under the leadership of Biden.
Well, why not? They use empty shelves right now to say what happens under socialism, which we don't have.
That's such a great point.
They say that the power grid in Texas failed because of the Green New Deal, which hasn't passed. They don't want to run against reality. They run against a fantasy.
And by the way, it's one thing to blame Biden, but let's look at what immigration looked like under Trump. So this is from Bloomberg. This is a headline from Bloomberg in February of 2021. Trump didn't actually accomplish much on immigration. Legal arrivals declined during his administration while illegal entries remained steady, and he left behind a ton of unresolved asylum cases. Yeah, I'm not surprised by any of that. I mean, think about it. He's the guy who had no problem taking young children, ripping young children away from their parents as they were seeking asylum. And then later, there was a lot of difficulty finding those parents and reuniting their children with their parents. That's who Trump was. Yeah. I mean, he likes to boast as if he was someone who conquered the undocumented immigration problem, except he didn't. It was all for show. It was all theatrics. It was all posturing.
Yep.
It's just, and I wish the Biden administration would realize that. Okay, not just when it comes to Trump, but when it comes to the detractors, when it comes to the right wingers who criticize him on this issue and claim that there are open borders, you're never gonna make them happy. Never. You're never gonna make them happy. It is their job as your political opponents to attack you, and that is what they're doing. They don't care what the truth is.
Yeah, the border could just be a big pile of running chainsaws, and it wouldn't stop the criticisms, because the criticisms aren't about reality, it's aspirational.
And by the way, curbing legal immigration into the country has actually hurt us economically. There is a worker shortage right now in many sectors of the economy.
Yeah, but most of those jobs can be filled by children.
But that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah. That's why you see these red states loosening child labor laws, because they would rather employ your children and exploit them by paying them as little as possible than allow adults from other countries to come in and do these jobs.
That's how you get Doogie Howser. Most people don't know that.
What?
It's before your time, I guess. Anyway, it's technically before my time too.
I remember Doogie Howser.
He was a child who was working as a doctor,
right?
Which is normally skilled labor that adults would do. But anyway, yeah. By the way, I sort of glossed over just how racist a comment it was.
I know.
And I don't know, I kind of feel like following Fox, I'm in a constant fugue state. Does that stand out as particularly bad? I mean, they often talk about rounding the unhoused up and putting them in massive camps. So is this better, is this worse? It feels more confidently, casually, explicitly racist than usual.
Can you imagine the heads that would explode if I just said, oh, I can definitely determine who the next mass shooter would be. Here's what they look like. You just describe someone who looks like Jesse Waters. No, heads, I mean, I would never say that because that's a stupid thing to say.
They probably also wouldn't be wearing boat shoes. But yeah, it's just.
By the way, I love boat shoes, so. No offense to the boat shoe owners out there. I actually love them and had a pair of my own until I wore them down.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.